Stop seeking happiness. It's not the answer. You'll never be fulfilled. So, what should we do instead? Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my channel, and thank you for being here. Today, I want to talk about chasing that elusive dream of happiness. So many people get this wrong because happiness is not the answer. And I'm going to give you several reasons why it is not the answer, and then I'll give you several reasons what you should seek instead. First of all, happiness is temporary. It's an emotion that comes and goes. You think this next thing is really going to make you happy. You would be happy if only you could get this house or car or new sweater or whatever it would be. But soon that wears off and you're not happy anymore. So you go on to something else. Now, if you had that, then you would really be happy. No, you won't be. Seeking happiness can create unrealistic expectations. When you are constantly chasing happiness, you are going to have so much disappointment. And when life comes along, things that you didn't expect to happen, challenges that get in the way, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be let down. You're going to be unfulfilled. Happiness can be superficial because it relies on external factors. Because you're looking at objects, at things, at desires you may have to come in and make you happy. And you can't control that. There's no way you can control external factors. Seeking happiness can be exhausting when you are in constant pursuit of happiness. You are not enjoying life. You are not being thankful for what you already have. You're missing out on so much. Seeking happiness can also make you overlook other emotions that you are feeling. I mean, let's face it, life is full of experiences, and they're not all happy. Sometimes we have some pretty bad experiences, painful ones, disappointing ones. We have to be able to feel all of our emotions and address them. And when you're just focused on how can I be happy, you really need to take a look at what else is going on inside of you and process those other emotions. Seeking happiness can lead you to self centeredness, and that will lead you to being selfish, and that will lead you to not focusing on or paying attention to other people's needs, the people that are around you, that are in your day to day life. You kind of end up neglecting others' needs because you're so focused on getting this happiness for yourself. And in the long run, you're not going to get it anyhow. Seeking happiness can distract you from the present. You're always looking down the road. You have future goals, future things that you want to get or accomplish in order to be happy. You shouldn't need all these things in order to be happiness. Happiness is an inside job. It doesn't come from these material possessions. How can you truly enjoy the present if you're always distracted by ways to be happy, happier tomorrow, next month, next year? You can't. So you're really wasting precious time and not valuing what you have today. And the last one, I'll talk about why you should not be seeking happiness, is because it leads to comparison. You start to compare yourself, your life, to others. You start seeing what they have, and you feel, well, I don't have those things. I don't have this or that. I can't go out and afford a $100 pair of jeans or shoes or whatever it may be. And then by comparing yourself to others, it starts to tear you down and break you down. You'll lose your self confidence. You'll think less of yourself. You'll doubt what you wear and what clothes you have on and how you look. It will bring so much negativity into your life. And who wants to be caught up in that trap? I know I sure don't. Many people say they just want to be happy, and they actually make it like a goal in their lives. Well, if that is the goal in your life and you're looking for the outcome in the end, you are never going to be satisfied. You will never appreciate the beauty of the journey that you're on or how you get to where you want to go. The two just don't go together. Happiness should not be a goal, at least in my opinion. So now that I talked about some of the ways that by seeking happiness, it's just going to bring you down. It's not going to be good for you. It's not going to fulfill you. And it should never be a goal of yours. Let's talk about what you should be seeking, and that is contentment. So let me tell you some things about contentment and what it can do for your life for the rest of your life. Contentment is sustainable. It is a long-term state of mind. It's not fleeting. It doesn't rely on external factors or circumstances. Contentment is an inner peace that you have and a satisfaction with what you have in your life. And in talking about inner peace, contentment comes from the inside. There's nothing you have to go out and buy. You don't need something that will make you feel happy. You're content with your life. You're content with your surroundings. You are content with yourself. Contentment teaches you to appreciate the present, the moment that you are in, right here, right now, today. You're not looking down the road for contentment. You have it right in your everyday life in each moment. And you learn that when you have contentment. Contentment also teaches us gratitude. I tell you, to be grateful for everything you have right now is unbeatable to me. We don't have to wait to obtain this, that, or the other to be grateful. If you focus on what you have right now, it will really deepen your gratitude each and every day. Contentment teaches you to appreciate the present, to really find the joy in the moment, your everyday moments. You're not constantly striving to look for the next best thing. Contentment also builds resilience. You are going to be able to get through whatever comes your way. Life is full of ups and downs and complications and sadness and so many things. But if you can find contentment within your own heart, you'll be able to get through all of it. Contentment promotes balance in your emotions. You'll be able to handle and balance the joys in life as well as the sorrows in life. And you'll realize that things that happen in life is just a part of life. We're all going to go through difficulties and situations that if we had our choice, we wouldn't have to go through. But the reality is, we will go through these things. We will go through some major changes, especially as we continue to age. So we really need to be content and have that balance to keep us on a steady ground. I feel contentment makes you have less stress. I really do, because the desire to have more and more and more will fade away. And also, contentment deepens relationships, in my opinion. You don't want those superficial type of relationships in your life, and you certainly don't want the drama and, all the stuff that can come along with some relationships. You want that deep connection with whatever and whoever you have a relationship with. It becomes very important to you to strengthen the bonds of your relationships and forget about these superficial pleasures that in the long run aren't going to do anything for you. But your strong bonds with relationships that you have in your life will give you a peace and a contentment that maybe you haven't had before. I'll talk about one more and then I'll wrap this up. And this last one I want to talk about, to me, is just the best. And that is contentment leads to freedom. We become free of having to desire more things or one up somebody or keep up with the Joneses or whatever it may be. We're content with our lives. We're happy where we are with what we have. Those feelings that tug and pull at you and can create all the stress and everything else, they're gone. You are no longer tied to personal possessions and connections and all that stuff for your well being. And boy, that is a freeing feeling for sure. I know many people think that happiness and contentment are the same, and they are closely related in one sense. But as you can see, there is a vast difference between the two. So, as you can see, by chasing happiness, it's just going to lead to emptiness and a very unfulfilling, unsatisfied life in comparison to contentment. So, as you can see, chasing happiness will lead to a restless, uncomfortable, unfulfilled life. But by being content and seeking that in your life, you are going to have a very fulfilling life. And it will be fulfilling from the inside out. Your life will have so much more meaning to it. So, in my opinion, don't seek happiness, seek contentment and build on that contentment for your everyday life. Well, now I'm going to leave you with an inside beauty tip. My inside beauty tip comes from 2 Corinthians 12:10. For the sake of Christ, then, I am content with weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong. So if we are supposed to be content with weaknesses, insults, calamities, all those things, then why shouldn't we be content with our day to day life, with the things we have in our lives, the people we have in our lives? Why do people seek happiness? And when I use that word happiness, again, I mean it's temporary happiness. And it's usually through external things, things we can go buy, things that we think are going to make us look better, things that we think will impress other people. That does not lead to happiness. It just leads to so much discontent and dissatisfaction in our lives. The Bible talks about contentment in several passages, and we are to be content at all times when we have a whole lot, we have plenty, and when we have nothing. Because as I stated earlier, contentment is an inside job. And if you have God in your life and in your heart, and you know that no matter what happens, He will never leave you, you will never be alone, you will find a peace and contentment that will carry you through the rest of your life, regardless of what happens, regardless if you have a new shirt to wear. Those things aren't going to matter. So, again, what I'm saying is be content, seek contentment, be content with being content. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, there's everything right with it. I thank you so much for being here today. I truly do appreciate it. And until we meet again, this is the old girl signing out. See ya.